Good evening, guys. Hope you're doing well. It's officially 10 o'clock at night when I was planning on filming at 8 o'clock, but you know, stuff happens. Really, it's because I'm terrible at keeping with schedules. But if my editor is watching this, then I'm freaking fantastic at keeping with schedules, and I almost have that manuscript tidied up and pretty. Sorry if I'm not on top of my game tonight, guys, or if I seem a little, blasé. It has been quite a long week this week. So jumping right into this week's video, we're talking about beta readers. I'm answering some of the biggest questions people have about beta readers. What is a beta reader? A beta reader is somebody that you send your book to read over and to give constructive criticism before it is professionally edited or published. A beta reader is not to be confused with a reviewer. Beta readers give feedback for the author, reviewers give feedback for the reader. Now, I will say this as a disclaimer. The reason that I have said that I'm going to give my manuscript to my beta readers after it's edited is because I have a special deal with my editor where we're going to do 2 rounds of edits, and since I'm crunched for time right now, I don't have time to collect beta readers for my first draft, so my editor is going to get a hold of it and we're going to work together, and then I'll turn it over to my beta readers and then we're going to go over it again a second time. The reason that I suggest that it's a bad idea to give your manuscript to your beta readers after it's been professionally edited under normal circumstances is because you've spent a whole bunch of money on editing, and beta readers, their purpose is to point out the errors in your book, so it doesn't do any good for you to pay money to have your book professionally edited if you send it to your beta readers and they point out a whole bunch of things in it that you have to rewrite. Which brings us to the second question. Why are beta readers important? Beta readers are important because sometimes authors get this idea in their head that they've done everything right and that their manuscript is perfect, which sounds arrogant, but really, if you're creating something, if this thing is coming from your mind, then yeah, of course it's going to seem like it's perfectly fine to you. But sometimes we tend to look at things for a little too long and it becomes fact in our mind. So beta readers are important because they point out the holes in our story, they point out our errors, and while that can be painful, it is necessary because if you want your book to be successful, then you want to have as many blunt errors as possible out of your book. Where do I get beta readers? This is why a social media presence is highly necessary if you're an indie author. All of my beta readers have come from writing groups on Facebook or Instagram. However, if you have other social media networks like Twitter or Tumblr or MySpace, if anybody still does MySpace or not, I don't know. These are excellent ways to generate beta readers. Speaking of which, I will be needing beta readers soon for my mystery thriller novel, Dallas 911. I'll post the description in the comments below, and you guys can leave me a comment or find me on my Facebook page and hit me up if you're interested. The next question is, how do I handle my beta readers? Personally, the way that I use beta readers is I will go chapter by chapter and ask them questions depending on how much time that I have. If I don't have a lot of time, then I will just send my book out to my favorite beta readers who are super thorough and respect my time, and they get back to me really quickly with good information. But really, it's up to you how you want to handle your beta readers. Personally, the reason I like giving out chapters at a time is because then you can get the most information out of your beta readers as possible. You want to know what works in this chapter, what doesn't work in this chapter, and if the story is going in the correct direction. Usually I'll ask questions about the characters' personalities and the plots, if there are any holes, if they think that somebody should have done this or that differently corresponding to what their personality is. What do I look for in a beta reader, and how do I know if I have a good beta reader? Well, this one's pretty straightforward. What you look for in a beta reader is you want somebody who works well with you, who isn't a jerk, who respects your time, and who gives you good feedback. Good feedback is not, hey, how did you like Amelia? Meh, she was alright. You also don't want the person who is going to take a huge crap on your manuscript. I've had several of these. I had one beta reader one time who I sent one chapter, and she sent me more criticism in words in an email than there was in the actual chapter. I know I suck sometimes, but I'm not that bad. And the last question is, do I really need beta readers? Oh, poor ignorant soul. Now, the only reason I say that is because I used to have the same mind frame where I was like, okay, you know, I've gone through this and through this and through this. It's the best that I can make it. But unfortunately, people tend to see things that we don't see ourselves. Restating the importance of beta readers here a little bit from our other question, but I would say yes, you absolutely do need beta readers. I used to didn't use beta readers, but the other thing that is really valuable about them as a writer is it forces you to grow. You always want to be growing as a writer. And also remember that you're paying your editor for their time, but you can get beta reader feedback free. So that's it for today. Hope you guys all learned something and that you will start looking for beta readers if you haven't already. If you have any questions for me, just drop them in the comments below. Hit me up on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and I may even put my Snapchat in the description for the first time, but I don't really know that I want to Snapchat strangers. And also reiterating my beta reading thing for Dallas 911. Also, let me know if you're interested. I'm looking for anyone and everyone who reads anything and everything. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be back next week with another video. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.